This video falls under fair use. Fair use allows commentary, criticism, and reactions. What's up, back with another one, and today we are breaking down Jim Rome calling out Rich Paul and explaining why he believes those comments he made on the Max Kellerman podcast really reflect LeBron James and the Lakers situation. So let's check this clip out.
Because it's not even my take. I don't even believe that. However, it is Rich Paul's take that the Lakers are not real contenders. And he would know, right? After all, he is LeBron's agent. So, you also have to assume that it's not just Rich Paul's take that the Lakers aren't real contenders. It's Team LeBron's take. And if it's Team LeBron's take, safe to assume it is LeBag's take. And by the way, LeGoat, if that's not your take, if I'm out of line in saying that, if you don't feel that way, you might want to check your agent because he's going on his pod and he's saying it in broad daylight. You might want to make it clear to everybody that your agent does not speak for you or through you. Because right now the obvious assumption is everybody is making just the opposite assumption, that your agent is doing your talking for you, that your agent's doing your bidding for you, that your agent is speaking for you, that his words are actually your words. And apparently those words include taking a big dump on the Lakers. Even though the Lakers are having their best moment in years. Here's the actual quote. Here's what Rich Paul said on his own podcast, a new podcast, because, of course, Rich Paul needs a new podcast where he can spew lava about the team that his client plays for. Listen.
Like, I personally don't think the Lakers are good enough to be contenders right now. Not right now.
When you say contenders, what do you mean?
I don't think they have enough to get to the Western Conference final. I don't think they have enough to get to really contend from that perspective.
So
right
okay.
I mean, that's it. You heard him. You heard the man. Shut it down. Let's go home. Cancel the season because the Lakers are not good enough. LeBron's agent says so. He says they're not good enough, so obviously it's true. Like, scoreboard, don't look at it. Standings, don't look up at them. You're thinking about this all wrong. What you should be asking yourself is this: does the team revolve around LeBron? And since the answer is now no, they obviously are not good enough. They suck. They have no chance. I mean, easy, Lava Paul. Could you be any more transparent? Could you be any more petty? Could you be any more baggy? Team LeBag is at it again, and they're getting baggier by the moment. And it's only going to get worse now that Lava Paul has his own podcast to launder LeBag's bullcrap through. Like, some of us are smart enough to see through that garbage. In fact, I'd like to believe that most of us are. Garbage. I'd like to believe that most people can see how transparently petty and ridiculous and unprofessional this all is. And that wasn't even all he said. As an example, he also said they would lose in the playoffs because their, quote, style of play will be very easy to defend, end of quote. Clearly a not-so-veiled shot at J.J. Redick. J.J.! Who, of course, was LeBag's pick to be the coach in the first place. But since Farmer J.J. is on board with building around Luka, Farmer J.J. is now the bad guy who won't win in the playoffs because his style was so easy to defend. Well, terrible head coach choice by your client then, Lava Paul. Like, I didn't know agents were so well-versed in X's and O's like this. I mean, if Rich Paul knows that much about basketball tactics, knows more than Farmer JJ, then shouldn't he be the head coach of the Lakers? You know, Rich, why didn't LeBag pick you instead of Farmer JJ to be his wine-sipping X's and O's podcast partner? And then why didn't LeBag pick you to coach the Lakers if you've got that basketball acumen? I mean, it really makes you think, right? Yet there's more. He wasn't done. There's still more baggery coming out of that podcast episode, if you can believe it, such as he believes Austin Reeves and the team would be better served if he came off the bench, that he's actually more of a sixth man. The guy who is currently eighth in the NBA in scoring, the guy who helped carry the Lakers while LeGramps was out, being old, and Luka was banged up, Austin Reeves, the guy whose emergence has changed everything for the Lakers, really is only a sixth man. All right, Lava Paul, whatever you say. What is your next hot take?
This is one of those situations where you really have to read between the lines, because Jim Rome is not just criticizing Rich Paul, he is questioning the entire dynamic between LeBron James and the Lakers. If an agent is publicly saying the team is not a real contender, that creates pressure on the organization, whether it is intentional or not.
That Bronny should start? Send Reeves to the bench and play Bronny 40 a night. Is that what comes in Ep 2 of the Lava Paul podcast? Spoiler alert, my bad. Didn't mean to give that up. I mean, it's wild, right? Wild that an agent is out there just talking negatively about his client's team while they're still playing. But the fact of the matter is, it's a joke because you can see right through it. These aren't just bad takes. They're unprofessional as hell. Why the hell is LeBron's agent out here trashing the Lakers when they're 17-6 and second in the West? Why? Why the hell is LeBron's agent out here dissing Austin Reeves when Reeves is putting in 28 a night? Why is any of this happening? And the worst part is, it's no mystery why this is happening. We all know why it's happening. It's happening because LeBag is butthurt that the team and the world no longer revolve around him and the entire planet is not bowing down to him. It's happening because LeBag is pouting that this team now belongs to Luka and even Reeves more than Braun. And most of all, that it's working. It's clearly working. It's working so well that nobody even knew that LeBag was not around when LeBag was not around. That's how well it's working. And that's the entire problem here. Of course, while LeBag's agent was out there trashing his team and his coach and his teammate, he, of course, found time to pump up LeBag. Because, of course, check out this quote from Lava Paul when asked about the possibility of LeBron joining the Knicks. Quote, does LeBron make the Knicks better? Yes, he would, of course. But 29 other teams would say the same thing. End of quote. I don't know. You sure about that? Because right now your guy is struggling to score 10 a night.
I'm struggling.
He's not even making the team that he's currently on better. So it's kind of a weird argument to make the argument that he'd make every other team in the league better. I can give you one team you wouldn't make better. The 23-1 Thunder. I personally believe that the 23-1 Thunder do not think that taking on LeBag and his $50 million contract would be a good idea at all, for the record. Then again, I don't think anybody taking on a $50 million contract of a 40-year-old who is struggling to get 10 a night is a good idea. Oh, yeah, and on top of that, what you get when you get LeBag, you also get an agent with a podcast who's got no problem trashing your team. Why wouldn't all 29 teams sign up for that? But sure. Lava Paul, whatever you say. Everybody wants the guy. Everybody would be better off with the guy. And also, the Lakers don't have enough with the guy.
Jim Rome's commentary centers on the idea that Rich Paul's public remarks about the Los Angeles Lakers not being true championship contenders should not be viewed as isolated opinions. Because Rich Paul serves as LeBron James' longtime agent and closest professional ally, Rome argues that any strong public stance taken by Paul reflects the thinking of Team LeBron as a whole. In Rome's view, agents rarely speak so openly about a client's team unless they are aligned with the player's mindset. Rome suggests that LeBron may be using his agent as a buffer, allowing criticism of the roster, coaching approach, and overall direction of the organization to be delivered without LeBron having to say it himself. This approach, according to Rome, helps LeBron avoid public backlash while still applying pressure behind the scenes. Rome also questions why an agent is discussing basketball strategy and coaching effectiveness, implying that such commentary goes beyond standard representation duties and signals deeper involvement. Another key theme in Rome's argument is timing, as the Lakers were experiencing a relatively positive stretch, making the criticism feel unnecessary and disruptive.